So like I said last time, I really think My Hero does pretty great with their fights, and today I'm going to break down my 5 favorite. Be sure to check out this video if you want to see why Deku Overhaul isn't on this list. And yeah, I think that's everything. Let's get into this. Number 5.
Eat this!
So I'd say out of everything on here, this one's probably brought up the least when talking about best fights of the series. And that's really a shame because there's a whole lot of great stuff here. I really hated on Deku vs Muscular for being a hollow and uncreative clash between two strong guys, and this is the exact opposite. Ochaku, aka not best girl but a close second, really gets fleshed out here, and we find out she has one of the most relatable and interesting motivations of the whole cast. And this really gives way to some of the most emotionally charged moments of the whole arc. Unfortunately for her, she gets put up against Bakugo. See, the thing is, she was never going to win. She couldn't beat Bakugo. That wasn't the intrigue here. It was seeing how she would put up a fight. Her quirk is totally mismatched for this kind of combat situation. This means Horikoshi really had to get inventive with the action, and as a result, we get one of the most creative fights of the whole series. This, along with all the emotion and character building, makes the fight so much more interesting than just the world's most hectic fist bump.
Eat this!
Okay, I take it back. This is obviously the most hectic fist bump ever. Yeah, it's the big one. This fight was arguably the most important event in all of My Hero till this point. It's the long-awaited rematch between the embodiments of good and evil. It's the final stand of the symbol of peace. And most importantly, it was number 1 on WatchMojo.com's top 10 My Hero. Most people will put this higher, but to be honest, I hardly consider this a fight. The actual fighting is far and away the least important thing here. It's everything surrounding it that makes it so great. This is a confrontation that has been pretty much hyped up since the second episode of the show, and you feel like every single moment of it just totally shakes the world to its core. Yeah, it's a little lame that the guy with a supposedly endless collection of powers chooses to turn things into a punch-out, but it represents the thematic clash between two figures who are pretty much each other's exact opposite. We literally see All Might faced with all his mistakes in front of the whole world as this terrifying force physically and mentally pushes him to his breaking point. We feel the same as all the civilians who are scared that their unbreakable figure of hope might be shattered, and that makes his ultimate victory one of the most emotionally satisfying moments of the whole show. Also, this might be the best music cut of all time.
Eat this!
So while everyone else was saying that All Might All for One was the highlight of Season 3, I never doubted for a second that this was the fight for me. So Bakugo is a psychopath, right? My favorite character far and away, but an absolute maniac. His whole life he's never been faced with the idea of not being the absolute best. And then this whole season builds this narrative of Deku, aka bitch, who he previously thought of as the ultimate weakling, surpassing him in every way. Deku has to save Bakugo because he was captured by villains. Deku passes the license test, Bakugo fails. Deku is chosen to be All Might's successor, and Bakugo indirectly contributes to the end of All Might. These are all new ideas to him, so of course he has no idea how to handle them. Wanting to fight makes perfect sense for his character. He's emotionally troubled and has an explosive temper. He's not going to want to sit down with a box of tissues and talk things out. This is all just a long way of saying that it feels like one of the most natural fights of the whole show. On top of that, it's visually spectacular. Probably my favorite choreography of any fight from the series, both in terms of how slick it looks, as well as the contrast between the two fighters. I think out of everything though, the expansion of Bakugo's character is my favorite aspect. We see a completely different side of him, a softer, more sensitive side. We even see him cry. The pussy.
Eat this!
This is absolutely beautiful. Like, birth of your first child beautiful. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but you know what's not? Endeavor has the best character arc of the whole series. I know next season is going to dive a whole lot deeper into this, but the fact that here we are cheering for a child abuser is an absolute testament to Horikoshi's writing. The actual fight is gorgeous, but it's ultimately just a device to begin redeeming this guy who was previously the most hated character on the show. Going into season 4, Endeavor might as well have been a villain, somehow taking the title of worst father from an absolutely stacked group. Come the last 2 episodes of the season, and we see a different man trying so hard to change, and when he's faced with the reality that it might be too late, we almost feel for him. Additionally, we know that society is losing faith in heroes, and the Safety Commission's plan to solve this by parading around a washing machine didn't quite do it. It's fitting then how the High End comes in and personifies all this doubt felt by those in story and us the viewers as this literal faceless evil constantly beating Endeavor down. Despite this, he doesn't give in. He keeps getting back up, and every time he does, he wins us over a little bit more. And that's why I call this fight beautiful, because on the surface there's this fantastically animated, intense action, but below that, there's so much more going on. It really did the impossible, and turned Endeavor into this symbol of hope, as well as one of my favorite characters.
Eat this!
Yeah, I'm still riding this hype train. This is top 10 all time for me. The music, the action, the emotion, it's all perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. Midoriya is honestly the highlight for me. It's such a creative way to use One for All, and adds this super interesting dynamic where he's essentially fighting against the clock. It's also fucking brutal. He's literally throwing everything he has at the wall. Like, look at this headbutt. I love it so much. This is all purposeful though, because to him, it's an opportunity to save someone. They're not just fighting on a physical level, but on an ideological one too. Midoriya knows that Todoroki won't be able to become a hero until he breaks free of the shackles he placed on himself. And when he finally does this, it becomes one of the most gratifying moments of the whole series. And that final clash is just icing on the cake at this point. God, this fight is so good. I can't do it justice here, but as much as I drag on MHA, I love every second of this. Especially the way these idiots are just smiling right before launching final attacks. Meanwhile, the teachers are freaking out because they might kill each other. It's just the best. So if you made it this far in the video, just know that I really appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like videos like this. I have more to come. And go ahead and let me know what your favorite My Hero fight is in the comments. Take it easy, everyone.